What are you making today, Mommy?
I am making baked turkey meatballs with Parmesan Orzo.
Ooh, that sounds yummy.
Does that sound good? Yeah? Hello! Today I am going to be making a brand new recipe. I have never made it before. It is baked sage chicken meatballs with Parmesan Orzo. I wasn't able to find ground turkey, so this is actually going to be a turkey meatball, but the moral of this story is actually that I have never made this recipe before. Hopefully it will turn out. I'm gonna be leaving town tomorrow, and I had a really busy week, and instead of packing like I should be doing, I'm cooking. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I am melting some butter in my pan, and as soon as that is done, I'm going to add some diced onion and some shallot to it. Okay, so I'm gonna go grab the garlic and the shallots. I have already diced the shallots. This is 3 shallots and 12 cloves of garlic. So we're gonna dump that in there. And I'm just gonna saute this for a few minutes until it softens up a little bit. So now I have, the recipe also calls for granulated garlic and red pepper flakes. So we're gonna put that in. Stir it up. It may seem a little redundant to add granulated garlic when I used so much fresh garlic, but it actually adds a different flavor profile, or so I've been told. Turn that off. And now we are gonna go back over to the island. Put you right here by the bowl. Okay, now the recipe says add the ground chicken, the Parmesan, the sage, parsley, salt, and shallot mixture to the bowl of bread. So this is cubed Italian bread, and I added 1.5 cups of warm water to it to make a panade. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in the garlic and the shallots. Get all of that goodness out of there. This is a heavy pan, that is for sure. Okay, we're gonna call that good. Okay, so the recipe calls for 3.5 pounds. So here is my 1/2 pound. Ew. Yuck. Gross. Okay. Save that other 1/2 pound for another day. Gross little paper. And ew, yuck. Okay, I'm gonna go wash my hands. It smells so good in this kitchen. Okay, so now I'm going to add in, this is 6 tablespoons of chopped sage and 6 tablespoons of chopped parsley, 3/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. This is, let's see, 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt. It says to mix until incorporated and then form the mixture into approximately 15 meatballs. Now that's for one recipe. This is tripled. So now it's time to get messy. I should have taken a couple of extra minutes and found a pair of gloves, but I didn't. So that's okay. I can do this. All of the herbs that are in here, the sage and the parsley, oh my goodness, it smells so good. And the shallots and the garlic, this is gonna be an amazing dinner. So from what I've learned about like meatballs and making meatloaf, you don't want to overmix. So I'm just trying to get this, make sure that like it's mixed in, but not, you know, perfect, because then the meat starts to get tough, I think, is what I've heard. Okay, so I'm gonna start making these meatballs now. Okay, I don't know, this is probably a little bit bigger than 2 ounces. This looks just about right to me. That looks about right to me. So this is the size that I'm gonna make everything. It's pretty important that they're all approximately the same size, because if they're not, then they won't cook up the same. So I'm not going to measure them, but I am gonna try and get them as close as possible to the same size. And the recipe said to pack them tightly, so let's see. I think I'm gonna try and get, it's gonna be 5. That's okay. Okay, I had to change cameras because my camera battery died. So I am on my phone now. The meatballs have cooked in the oven now, and I'm getting ready to start making the orzo. So let me give you a quick view of the meatballs. They turned out really, really nicely. I'm getting ready to stick them in the warm oven just to keep them hot. And we are going to start the orzo now. So the butter is starting to melt now. George is not happy with who is watching him, whoever it is that's watching him right now. I think it might actually be Daddy. The first thing we're gonna do, once the butter melts, is we're going to put the sage leaves in here. I'm gonna be putting 24 sage leaves in here, and I'm gonna let them kind of fry up a little bit. So as the butter browns, we want the butter to brown a little bit, the sage leaves will fry up. At least that's what the recipe says. It hasn't steered me wrong yet, so I'm gonna just go ahead and believe that's what's gonna happen. With all of the sage that I used in today's recipe, I used 2 bunches from the grocery store. I think I need to plant some sage next year in my garden. I'm just gonna spread those out so that they have a chance to do their little thing. And so once they are crisped up a little bit, it says to take them out and let them drain. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, while this is happening, I'm gonna go ahead and put my meatballs back in the oven so that they stay nice and warm. The oven is turned off, of course. And it's starting to get really fragrant. I have to admit, this is really one of the first times that I've cooked with fresh sage. I use it, of course, to season the turkey on Thanksgiving, but apart from Thanksgiving, and I've never used actual whole sage leaves before, so this is a new experience. I imagine that this is also flavoring the butter even after I take this out. That's my guess. So after I get all of these leaves out, we are going to be putting the sliced shallots in. So in the meatballs, they were diced, but for the orzo, we're slicing them. It is browned beautifully. Okay, shallots in. Okay, and season with a pinch of salt. Cook for about 2 minutes. Okay. So gonna grab my salt real quick while those continue to cook. I think the idea here is to get them kind of brown and crispy. Okay, and then we're gonna stir in the Orzo, pour in some white wine, and add thyme. So I was able to get the thyme from my garden, which is lovely. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the Orzo. This is 3 cups of Orzo. Give that a stir. And then I'm gonna be adding 3 cups of white wine. A dry white wine. I just picked up a bottle of Pinot Grigio. So here is 2 cups. I'm gonna get the 3rd cup. It said to go ahead and add in the thyme. It said to tie it at the end with some kitchen twine, but I have none, so I'm just gonna throw it in there. It should be easy enough to fish out. I'm gonna turn up the heat a little bit. Okay, it says to bring to a simmer and cook for 2 minutes and then stir in the chicken stock. So I'm gonna be stirring in 4.5 cups of chicken stock. Okay, so I'm gonna be adding chicken broth, but I don't have any, so I'm gonna use my Better Than bouillon instead.
Mommy, if you need to look at this out there, you can just
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you.
I'm gonna look at this yummy meatball.
Okay, so I'm eyeballing 4 teaspoons here. It's probably a little bit more, but that's okay.
That smells yummy.
Does that smell good?
Yeah, it smells kind of.
Can you put these in the sink for me, please?
Yeah.
Okay, and now I need 4.5 cups of water. So here's 2.
1.
No, 2. Because it's a 2-cup measuring cup.
3.
Okay.
3.
This is 4 now, because we're counting by 2s. 2, 4. I don't know if you can.
6.
Let me turn this so you can see the pot filler. There we go. Okay, and now I need just 1/2 cup. There we go.
Yay.
Can you put this in the sink, please?
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, so now I'm gonna stir this until the Better Than bouillon is incorporated well, because there's nothing worse than
And I'm your helper, right?
gloppy.
And I will be her helper.
You're gonna be my helper?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it's starting to boil now. Okay, so I took the sprigs of thyme out. I added in 5 ounces of spinach, fresh spinach, a cup of heavy whipping cream, and a cup of grated Parmesan, some kosher salt, and I sprinkled in some cracked black pepper. And this tastes amazing. I just tasted it, and I'm gonna actually taste it one more time because it's that good. Yeah, that's pretty perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and call the kids down to set the table for dinner. I will show a picture of this all plated up, and then I will give my final thoughts on this recipe after we're done eating. Well, I'm back. I didn't end up having time after I finished cooking the recipe to give a full report of how it went over with the family because I had to run upstairs and start packing. But now I am at my destination. You can probably guess where. And so I wanted to go ahead and give a quick report of how everything ended up turning out. So it was amazing. It was absolutely delicious. Most of the kids liked it. There were a few that were like, oh, I don't know about this. But all of the older kids loved it. I loved it. Ryan loved it. The baby loved it. So in my book, it checked off all of the boxes. It was a pretty involved recipe, but it was fun to make and nothing was really too hard. So I am definitely going to be adding this to my repertoire. I'm not sure how often I'll be making it yet, probably once a month, maybe more, maybe less. But it was definitely worth the time that I took, and it served its purpose, which for me, after I've had a really long week, a stressful week, I love to unwind in the kitchen. And so this recipe was perfect for that. So I would definitely recommend you try it. If you enjoy creamy orzo, if you enjoy meatballs, it was delicious. So I will leave the recipe linked below so that you can try it out for yourself. I would love for you to leave me a comment and let me know if you do end up trying it or if you think it's a great recipe. Please make sure to like this video, and I would love to have you as a subscriber. I will see you next time. Bye.